blood-stained hatchets. These are my rhymes, they're full of depravity, drowning your ass like 2 scoops of gravity. So much despair, trauma and sadness, staring you down, face first in a madness. All my life was anger and pain, it emptied my brain, barely left me half sane. They said what a waste, they said what a shame, so it's time. Anyway, welcome to the blog. It's August 10th, or at least that's when I'm doing the blog, August 10th. It's been quite a while since my last blog. This is, Dear Father, I have not blogged. How long's it been since you've been to blogging, son? It's been like 3 or 4 weeks since I've been to blogging. Do 6 Hail Mary passes in the end zone and something like that. I don't know. I'm not Catholic, so I have no idea what they're supposed to do. And I didn't watch enough episodes of Rescue Me where Dennis Leary, goes to the confessional. So that's about all I got. The end. Thank you. No. It's been a while. I mean, I got plenty to talk about, but I've been plenty busy. Plenty busy. Yeah, well then. If I had a pair of glasses, I would do my Charles Nelson Riley impression. Hold on. Do I have a pair of glasses? Voice wasn't on and the glasses were off. So that wasn't my best. Sandman actually does the best Charles Nelson Riley impression. That's because he's a queen. Just like Charles Nelson Riley. Let me see. Let me adjust the set here so you can see. I want to talk about today. I want to talk about a couple things. First, I want to mention that a lot of response to the Ringworn merchandise. If you're interested in Ringworn merchandise, first of all, then just email us at office@theraveneffect.com and we will get to it. If we're slow, sorry about that. We'll be having some new T-shirts for sale in the near future, hopefully, and stuff like that. Stuff like that there. This weekend I'll be at the Gathering for the Juggalos, which will be awesome. That's going to be humongous. It's always a really good time because the Juggalos are insane. They're insane and they're clowns. Their audience is rather insane and their audience is a bunch of clowns. So that kind of works out perfect. And they kind of hang out like a posse. So that may be the most apropos name I've ever seen. So there. Then after that, I will be in Nashville at the Nashville Fairgrounds because Nashville is like the Hotel California. You can check out, but you can't ever leave. My lips seem to be moving at a wrong pace. Like the tracking seems to be off right now when I'm watching myself back. Oh, well, who cares? Anyway, hopefully it won't be when you watch it. Anyway, it's like the Hotel California. It's like my first territory I worked in was Nashville for Jerry Jarrett. And then halfway through my career, after I was Scotty Flamingo, but before I was Johnny Polo, like 6 years or 5 years into the business, I was back at working for Jerry Jarrett in the Nashville promotion. Then I went to work for TNA, which was started by Jerry Jarrett in the Nashville promotion. And so it was like the Hotel California. You can check out, but you can't ever leave. And then now I'm back there again for an indie show. So there. And I'm looking forward to it because it's going to be huge. I heard they've been having really big houses. I think they sold out the last show. It was Dundee and Lawler, which, man, I wish I would have been around for their matches back in the heyday because from what I understand, they're fabulous. In fact, I've been reading Jerry Jarrett's autobiography, and it's really, really interesting. And in fact, it's probably, I would say, easily one of the 3 best autobiographies I've read. And it's interesting because when you read it, it sounds like he's talking to you. Like if you know him at all, it's this very deliberate speech, because he thinks about what he's going to say. He's a very, very intelligent man. And he's very deliberate in his speech pattern. And so it reads like he's talking. It's just interesting that like that, I guess some people's books, they don't read in their voice. And I guess most books you just read in your own voice or whatever voice you decide to, Although personally, I don't even move my lips when I read. That's how good a reader I am. I don't even have to move my lips. Not at all. Man, the tracking is so off on my mouth and my voice sound coming out of it. Yeah, that's way off. What do I want to talk about? I don't know. Yes, I do actually. Doctor Who. Everybody watch Doctor Who? Raise your hands. Doctor Who? Doctor Who? Doctor Orange Whip? Orange Whip? 4 orange whips. I finally discovered Doctor Who, even though it's been around for like 80 years. It's like the most amazing TV show ever. Like, not the old ones. I didn't watch the old ones because I don't like the old stuff. But it restarted about 6 years ago. And the reason I bring this up is it actually, well, not that it really has anything to do with wrestling, but you'll see where I'm going with this. Eventually, I hope. Maybe. Maybe not. Whatever. So I watched it for a couple episodes. Like, it's good, but I had too many other shows on my plate, and they really hadn't hit their stride yet because, it was the first season. So I was like, and I bagged it. So then I never really watched it again. And then, I always look in TV Guide every week to see what they recommend. And it is America's most widely read magazine. Yes, it is. It is. And thank God they're no longer in that Reader's Digest size. That was just foolish. I hated that. A little small print, a little small magazine, small. SM All. Small. SM All. And now it's a regular size magazine, which is very exciting. Well, it's not that exciting, but it could be exciting if you wanted it to be. Anyway, let me move this closer here as I talk about Doctor Who. Oh, you can see Jessica Rabbit right behind me. See? There's Jessica Rabbit, my little Jessica Rabbit statue. Anyway, and there's Muttley over there. I like to point those out. Even though they've been there forever, I just wanted to point them out freshly. While I regained my train of thought, which I think ran off the track hours ago. All right, so Doctor Who. So anyways, I'm reading the TV Guide, and it says, the 2-part season finale of Doctor Who is unbelievable. You got to watch it. So I'm like, yeah. And, this is like 6 years later. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it so much. And it was all right the first time. Well, you know what? I'll DVR it. I'll record it. So I recorded it, and then I was like, it sat there, and it sat there, and it sat there. It sat there forever, like a really long time. And finally, I was gonna get rid of it, and then I was like, I'll give it 10 minutes, and then 20 minutes, and 30. It was amazing. It was the best booked 2 hours I've ever seen of a TV show. Then I went back and watched some of the episodes of the season, and the way they tied them all in together, it is easily the best booked TV show, wrestling angle, storyline, plot, anything you have ever read in your entire life or seen in your entire life. The, I don't know, what's a 13, 14 season, episode season, because they're in England, you know what I mean? Where they only have like less episodes. They only get a 22 episode commitment like they do here. 22. It's like 13 or 14 or maybe 15. I don't know. But they do have the Daleks going, exterminate, which my wife is ready to kill me because I continually say it all the time. Exterminate. And if you don't watch Doctor Who, you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, but back to the thing. So then I started watching some of the episodes, and then I rewatched the season finale, and it's amazing how all these disparate parts and all the episodes during the season, which have nothing to do with one another, somehow are all tied together, wrapped up in a bow, so amazingly. And each season, it's like, and then I've gone back and watched like most of every season, or at least, the episodes I wanted to see, because not every episode intrigued me. But I've seen most of the episodes, and now I'm just catching in on all the stuff that I need to fill in. But I definitely watch like all the season finales and all the two-parters, because the two-parters are always good. So anyway, but it's amazing how they take the entire season's worth of stuff, each individual season, and they tie it all together at the end, even though there'd be no reason why you would think that they would even have anything to do with one another or anything like that, or how they'd be connected or even anything. And yet they do it in such an amazingly brilliant way. It is easily the best booking you'll see anytime at all. So, if you like, because, let's just face it, there's two kinds of people who watch wrestling. There's people who watch it for the matches, not me. And there's people who watch it for the episodic storyline, me. Now, don't get me wrong, you have to have good matches, and they have to be entertaining. Matches have to be entertaining and good. So when I say they watch for the matches, I'm saying that's not me. I don't mean that I don't watch for the matches, because if the matches suck, It sucks. It does suck. Period. I don't enjoy that. But if it's just a bunch of matches to have a match for a match's sake, I don't really care. I need to be emotionally committed, which is also how you draw money um, in wrestling. Is you have to be loved or hated. They have to want to see you get killed as a heel, or they want to see you strive for victory and love you, and so much that they want to pay money to see you in wrestling. They want to either pay to see you get killed or pay because they love you. Um, and the way that works best is with an episodic storyline, because then you can get your emotional, because you can be tied, you can be hooked in emotionally then because of what happens, whether the little guy gets beat up for 8 weeks in a row and finally he's had enough, and or whatever. I mean, it could be simple like that, or it could be more complex, like when they did an angle where Dundee put up his hair against Lawler, and he lost his hair in a match because they've been feuding for a while. So he puts up his wife's hair, which his wife's not going to get her head shaved, which of course she did, which is amazing. So I mean, it's just some of the stuff they did in Memphis was just so brilliant. It's amazing. But the best book stuff you're gonna see now is on Doctor Who. It really is. So that's why it has nothing to do with wrestling. Yet in many ways it has everything to do with wrestling. And also watch Ancient Aliens, because aliens were definitely here way before us. There's no doubt about that. Just no doubt. And Gwen Stefani, yeah, she's definitely no doubt either. What else? I have not been receiving my scratch offs. People are not bringing me the scratch offs to the indie shows where I work. And how am I supposed to have a pension plan or a 401k if you people don't bring me scratch offs? You're not holding up your end of the bargain. My end of the bargain is to show up. Your end of the bargain is to buy me scratch offs. So says me, so says I. So it is written, and so it shall come to pass. I'm wearing my Pitbull shirt today in honor of my doggy. I have to take him to the vet today because he got a tick in him, and we couldn't get the whole tick out. The head's stuck in there, I guess. So I have to take him to the vet. So I can't stay very much longer chatting with you people. Not that I don't want to, but I can't. And I guess I should say something about wrestling. Wrestling, You know what? If you want to see a really good wrestling storyline, one of my all-time favorite storylines is from Memphis as well. And you can buy the whole tape, I imagine, together. And basically, the whole storyline was built around, I think it was Lawler. They built this whole feud up. And what's cool about the tape is they show the whole feud being built up and all the interviews that led up to it, as opposed to just most tapes is just like, DVDs, whatever. 8 tracks, cassettes, 78 RPM, the rock and roll RPMs. Most DVDs, they just show the match, but to me, like I said, it's episodic storytelling. You got to see the whole angle to build up to it. So they show you the whole angle to build up to it. And so the culmination is a cage match between Lawler and Austin Idol, with Idol putting up a bag. He has a brown bag full of enough money to pay off everybody in the building. So he says, look, I'll refund every single seat, every single ticket. Anybody who comes to the Mid-South Coliseum, if I don't win, I will refund every ticket here. So you think to yourself, wow, I can't lose that way. If Idol loses, I'm getting my money. Lawler doesn't lose, especially in a hair match. So Lawler puts up his hair in a Southern title. So you figure Lawler has never, ever, 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 ever got his head shaved. And on the tiny microscopic chance that Lawler loses, that's kind of cool. You see him get his head shaved. Even though you love Lawler, it's still kind of cool. But if not, you get your money back. What a deal. What a deal. It's brilliant. And then I don't want to tell you the whole rest of the angle because then that'll kill it. But get the tape. I don't know what the tape's called. It's called a DVD probably now, for goodness sakes. And we'll watch that. If you want to see that to me is wrestling. In many ways, I think I was born 10 years too late. But in many ways, I was born about 5 years too soon. And I don't know what that means. Because if I'd have been born 10 years earlier, I might not have made it into the to the ECW and the big Monday Night Wars. And if I'd have been born later, I might have missed them. So I lucked out with that. But you know, and I got to see the end of the old time, which was cool because I got to be in Portland for 2 years, which was like the last of the territories other than Memphis. So anyway, bye Bonds, and that's it. Goodbye. Go on, go home, skedaddle, beat it. Go home. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Got it? Anybody watch the Pink Panther movies? Inspector Dreyfus? Clouseau? He's an idiot. Kill him. Only one man. Could pull the wrong tooth. Kill him. Kill him. That's really one of my standout impressions I do. And it stands out in the hallway. Goodbye.